should I call the Uber? And welcome to I Need a Hobby. I am this week's host, Chris. And to my left, he's a hit at Pregames because he loves talking to everyone about his hobbies like chess and Rubik's Cubes. Alex.
Hey.
And to my right, he's the only one in the group trying to have a post-game, and everyone thinks it's annoying. Andrew.
Hello.
Hey,
not
guys.
too far off from the truth.
For both of us,
For both of us. And myself, I am the host, Chris.
I like talking about chess. I like talking. Hey, talk about your interests. All right.
True.
That's true.
But what is this podcast about? Here at I Need a Hobby, every week we talk about a different challenge, hobby, or activity. 3 young kids working the 9 to 5 and trying to make the most out of the 5 to 9.
Yep.
This is a 5 to 9 activity that we're doing.
For sure. This is a late night activity, I guess.
Yeah.
This is the 5 to 9 after dark.
I guess so.
Thoughts on that?
I'm making a separate podcast.
That's true.
Tell the folks what the podcast is about.
This podcast?
Oh, wait,
did I just do that? We're really running out of things to talk about.
This podcast
Tell
or
it
the 5 to
again.
9 after dark?
Before we start, I wanted to talk about it. We all went out to breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
Jake's. And Jake's. Great breakfast, I'd say.
I
It was
thought it was
very
really
good,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got.
I was glad that we motivated ourselves to get up this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Usually
Usually
when
Andrew's the
we're
issue.
After a night of pre-gaming and only pre-gaming, we have to call it a night, and then
Yeah.
we don't wake up for 12 hours.
usually Andrew's good for like a noon breakfast.
That's not a joke.
if we're pushing it.
That's real.
Today though,
What
we
was
were
that, didn't I talk about this on the podcast? The bagel thing? I talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Started my day at 3 p.m.
Yeah. He went to get a bagel and cream cheese at 3 p.m.
Oh yeah, you did something. Well, yesterday I got to your house around maybe 1 o'clock and you were eating a bagel. Was that a similar
Was
thing?
that breakfast?
Yeah, it was breakfast.
At 1 p.m. All right.
Whatever, dude.
But what I want to talk about
Okay,
was
I was up late playing chess, okay?
I used the bathroom at this place, and here's my question. I want an opinion.
Yeah.
So there's a men's room and a woman's room.
I love public bathroom talk.
Yeah. Because
They're all different.
I don't know what's right.
Okay.
So I had to use the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm waiting. There's a small line, just one guy in front of me.
Yeah.
The women's room, however, unlocked, open, and just a single
What are you thinking,
single person
Chris?
bathroom. Can I use it?
No.
Or no? Why
No.
not?
What are you thinking?
It's not like it's a different bathroom.
Oops, sorry.
It's just like that's like I can't believe you're even considering that. It's like very poor like manners or something.
But who am I being rude to? No one's there.
No one wants guys in the girls' bathroom. You
Why
know?
not?
If you're a girl, I just feel like I would. I don't know. I feel
What am I
with
doing
Andrew
in
on
there
this.
that they're not doing?
You
in
can't
there?
do it.
it's
You
just
can't do it.
it's sensitive. I don't know. Like I feel like a girl would not want. A woman would not want any guys
certainly
in their
can't.
bathroom spot. You
Yikes.
just can't do that.
Did you use it?
I was looking for a partner. No, I didn't use it. Mostly because
I
there's
think that's insane.
what
I
if you
think that's
what if you really
ridiculous.
had to use the bathroom? You'd still hold it up.
Yeah, if you really have to go, that's
I would
fine.
be. It would. I would literally have to be peeing my pants. Like not actually, but a second away from it.
Yeah, it's an emergency situation.
Okay.
And I think, to be completely honest, I think unless there was an insanely long line in the men's room, which is very unlikely, but like if it's like I think no matter what emergency situation it was, I could wait one person.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I'd like to see. I think the trouble with this podcast sometimes is there's only 3 people, so 2 on 1 seems like the one is definitely wrong. I need some more opinions.
This is
on
a
that.
I think
perfect
you are
example.
definitely wrong here.
One time I
Good. You think surveying more people, you'll find people on your side?
More than 0.
that's
True,
very
true.
One time I was waiting in line for a bathroom and it wasn't really in sight because it was around the corner. So I'm waiting in line for 2-3 minutes probably because it's a decently long line. And then some woman turns to me and says, "Oh, you know the men's room is right around the corner." I was waiting in the women's room line the whole time.
really
I felt like
funny.
a dang
That's
idiot.
funny.
No one was in the men's room.
Yeah, and you said I know.
I said, "Hey,
Wait, how were
I
you
said, hey,
waiting-
the men's room line is the men's room is completely open. If you ladies want to come on in."
Oh, you did. It was like you thought it was like a double bathroom kind of.
I
situation.
assumed there was. Yeah, I just kind of
like
assumed
both of them were.
because I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know.
I feel like
and I
your
wasn't.
first clue should have been seeing.
It was a
only
narrow
women in
hallway.
line.
It was a narrow hallway. So if it was a one-person bathroom, I would have walked all the way up the line, taken a turn, walked up, then had to walk all the way back like an idiot. So
Also,
for some
Chris,
reason, I just assumed.
regardless of the like ridiculousness of it, I would say, wouldn't you also be concerned that you would get caught as soon as you leave?
Yeah, I guess, but why? I guess my bigger question is why? What's the need for?
Chris is expecting to walk out and some lady to just be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And she's like, "Oh, hey." You know, like,
Imagine that, like saying, "Sorry, it was emergency."
Sorry,
Yeah,
just freshening up.
I literally think Chris would do his classic like nod and be like, "Hey," you know, and be like, "What?"
Here's
What
my
are you doing?"
stance. why not? Why do we need a men and women's bathroom? I feel like I'm turning political, but like,
come on.
why can't there just be their bathrooms? What's the difference?
People get uncomfortable. It's like an uncomfortable moment.
I get it if
in the
you're
bathroom.
sharing, if you're sitting next to someone, maybe someone could get uncomfortable.
Chris is
but-
just looking for an excuse to sneak into the women's room.
This is just outing me as a total creep.
I just think like if you like, yeah, it's just like the classic argument, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just how I was raised, but I'm definitely like not super into like a girl being in the room.
They're
while
not-
I'm,
that's
like,
not what I'm
pooping
saying.
or something.
That's
That is
definitely-
what you're saying.
No,
Oh, wait, another
no,
thing
it's a
about
single
this-
person bathroom. They're not going to be in
Oh,
the room,
all right.
unless you invite them.
Oh, now we're talking.
This bathroom that I waited in the women's line for, I knew something was weird about it, but I couldn't remember it. But now it just hit me. It was a stall, right? There's a stall. I'm not
Sure.
going to explain what goes on in there. And then there's a urinal, and then there's a sink. Classic public bathroom.
Yeah.
That's fine. To wash your hands in the sink, you wash your hands, and then the only paper towel thing was located in the stall.
What?
Isn't that so weird?
That is really
Yeah.
weird.
I remember just like, because
Like knocking on the door.
There was also toilet paper in the stall, right?
I didn't look, but I assume so. Yeah.
jeez.
So I washed my hand. Thankfully, the stall was open, so I went in to grab some toilet paper and then threw it out. Isn't that so strange?
You went in to grab paper towels, hopefully.
I mean, yeah, paper towel.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. All right.
I've
well,
had enough public bathroom talk.
Maybe I'll do it, but I won't tell anyone.
No.
That's fine.
So pre-games, huh?
Yeah,
Pre-games.
We're talking pre-games.
Talking pre-games. We've done an episode on going to the bar. We've done an episode on breweries, wine tasting. We've covered it all.
Done an episode on
Beer mile.
waking up hungover.
And recording a podcast hungover. But let's talk a couple hours before we go out.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like pre-game is a very like vague. There's a vague like if we were just
That's the point.
If we were just drinking and hanging out before going to a bar, is that a pre-game?
I'd say yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I guess so.
like
But it's different if it's like, oh, my friend's like,
All right, but what if
maybe
you're
not.
what if you're drinking to go out and then you don't end up going out? That's not a pre-game. That's a house party, baby.
yeah.
hmm.
I guess so. I think a pre-game is when you are all meeting beforehand.
Yeah.
Usually to go somewhere, I would say.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't pre-game a party at your own house.
That's a house party.
I'll find
baby.
a definition.
No, I disagree with that. I'd say you can pregame with your roommates.
I
That's
think
fine.
you're right. If you're having a house party, if you're inviting people over, you drink
Okay, that makes sense.
a little bit before they come over.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you,
That
if
ju-
it's cute girls, I need some liquid courage, baby.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of it.
drinking
Borderline
alcohol
too much.
before attending an event or social function is the definition. They give an example. A lot of teenagers had pregame before they got here. Probably a weird
Why did they-
You want
definition.
an Urban Dictionary or something?
No, this is
Why did they say teenagers? That's
yeah,
so
right?
weird.
This is when I searched Google. The Google dictionary suggests that teenagers are pre-gaming.
They shouldn't be, I'll tell you that.
Seriously.
Well,
and Google
no,
shouldn't
that
be
is weird.
promoting it, huh?
That's real. That's actually really strange.
Seriously.
Why is that the default?
But do adults pregame?
well, we're
To
not
some
teenagers.
I know,
Yeah,
I
that's
know. But
right.
I'm saying, like, I think it is like a younger thing to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like it starts. So my at least start.
But that's
with,
maybe not because if
Well,
you go to a
adults, like,
if you go to a
don't go out
restaurant,
frequently.
you could go to a restaurant for a drink before going
That's
to a bar.
true. Mhm.
Adults
Yeah.
do that.
Definitely.
That's a freaking raging pregame,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
I think that what a pregame is changes dramatically too. Like I feel like when you're in college, young, before you can like get alcohol, a lot of people are just like drinking aggressively in their dorm as
Yeah.
quick. Like
Yeah.
I need to get drunk so I can blah blah blah. Nowadays,
I still think that's kind of similar.
but I think
no?
nowadays there's more of like I think at least in my opinion because it's less like secretive I guess and more like you can invite people over to like
yeah,
have this
I
big-
think. Yeah, I guess
So
like,
it's more of a social
I-
thing in my eyes.
I
guess
disagree.
it's
I
always
think
kind of social.
I think in college it was like that too. Like
Yeah.
it would always be a social thing.
That's
like,
true.
I feel like the early days of college, like freshman and sophomore year, everyone's still like kind of trying to prove themselves or something.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh yeah.
it's like kind of crazier and cringier.
Mhm.
Whereas nowadays it's like super laid back. You can
But
do
that's
whatever,
like
you're
I don't
just
think that
hanging
has to do with pre-gaming. I think that just has to do with
Yeah,
growing up.
That's just
That's
college.
true.
Yeah, that's just life itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say first question off the bat, do you guys like hosting pre-games?
I do personally.
That's a good question,
Yeah.
actually. See, all right, that I think is weird. Like,
Yeah.
I remember going to the ugly sweater. No, I don't think it was the ugly sweater party. Same location though,
Yeah.
and someone was like, "Hey, come over. I'm having a pregame."
Yeah.
That to me was a legit party.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
know?
what point does it
Like,
cross the
if you
pre-game
have a
line?
Facebook event for your pregame, that's weird, and
That's a party.
that happens.
I
That's a
see,
party
That's what I was
that you're
gonna
going
say
to a
earlier.
bar
Is that like
after.
I think a pregame. If someone is inviting me to a pregame,
It's implied that you're going somewhere.
I think yes,
doing
but
something.
I think of it more as like a bigger thing. Like you know what I mean? If it's someone like, oh, let's go to my friend's pregame,
There's, like,
I
different
picture
levels.
it as like a unless it's like one of you guys are a close friend,
Right.
Like that's saying like, No, but even like if one of you guys said like, "Oh, let's go to my friend's pregame," I'm expecting there to be a lot of people because why am I going? Like, why am I invited to?
Right.
Why am I like? I mean,
Like there's some
not that it
pre-games-
matters, but I just think that
Yeah.
it's more likely to be very big. Whereas we can just pregame with just us or like a couple friends.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say I
And
prefer.
smaller.
I don't know.
I prefer casual.
I prefer casual, smaller
Same.
pregame.
Because I like pre-gaming, having people over my apartment pre-gaming. I'm still wearing sweatpants.
Yeah,
you
I'd
know?
say that's a good part of it.
That's great. And I don't mind. I don't consider it a pregame when I'm going out to someone else's apartment.
Yeah.
And like I
At
know
that
there
point,
are
I need
people
to,
that I
like-
don't know and
yeah.
I have to like impress. That's like slightly a step up.
That's your
I
big
have
problem.
to
Always
impress them.
trying to impress. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in college, like a big moment for me was senior year when I like moved off campus, and we would have like pre-games. We'd have maybe like 5-10 friends over,
Yeah.
and before we would go to the bar, and they'd all be wearing their like button-up shirts
Yeah.
or whatever, and I like felt like such a cool like senior. Like I'd be
Yeah.
wearing like basically pajamas, and I'd be drinking out of usually a mug
Yeah.
because like I like own the mug. It felt pretty cool.
Do you like hosting them?
I'd say these days not as much. I think I don't know. I still like them. I like smaller ones.
See, like,
But
I
I
would
like
like
I
hosting a
do like
casual
going
one.
to a
Yeah.
play. Like I like going to new places.
I agree with like.
I
the
wouldn't
casual
want to
one.
host like 25 people.
I would
almost-
like
if-
what you're talking about the ugly sweater location. Like that is like super intimidating to me to just invite like so many people and be
Yeah,
like, let's
Right.
have this.
I don't want to be
and it worked. But
I don't want to be
whoa.
intimidated going to a pregame.
Exactly.
I want to be laid back out because I'm intimidated going to the bar. That's why I'm pregaming, so I can black out. You know?
Here's my stance on
Nice.
pregame that I just came up with. I think once you get to the point where there's too many people to play, have everyone play a game,
It's a
Yeah.
party.
it's a party.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
a good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I think that's true.
Which I
But-
think
but
is typically
there's
like
nothing wrong with
8-ish.
that.
No, and I think that just becomes a party.
I almost think I would rather have a casual if it's a casual pregame. We sound like such losers.
We're just explaining what a pregame is.
I would want to have a casual pregame at my apartment,
Yeah.
not a pregame at someone I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would want to have a bigger party type pregame at someone else's apartment, not at my apartment.
Yes,
Yeah.
completely agree.
I agree with that.
But
Because like if
But
it's too
I would say,
intimate
like-
and I'm just doing a pregame stuff, like
yeah,
that stresses. That
I'm
gives
just
me anxiety a
intimidated
little bit.
about like the idea of like what I was just saying about if you told me like, hey, let's come to my friend's pregame, I expect it to be like kind of big. So if like
Yeah.
that is happening with the roles reversed and I'm the host and I feel like some people I don't know are coming to my pregame, I'm thinking like I hope this is like big, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's the intimidating part. If you can guarantee that like a ton of people will come, then I think, oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that'll be
true.
fun.
It's almost like when someone invites me to a pregame like that, I have to do a pregame and
Yeah.
drink
Oh,
more
yeah.
before. Now I'm an alcoholic, you know?
I mean, in
Yeah.
our pregame is usually just recording an episode.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, chugging a few
That is
brews.
actually true.
Our pre-game is myself in the car before I come inside. When you guys were in college, I guess
Yeah.
like the start of the pre-game times for us. I think. Did you ever pre-game things that definitely didn't need to be pre-gamed?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any good examples? I remember one for me was we went to the hummus experience, which I might have talked about on pod before.
Yeah.
The straight
Seems
event at
like
our
that's
school.
all you do, to be honest.
That's all I talk about. But they had this like big hummus making contest
Mm-hmm.
at my school. We pre-gamed it one year. Didn't need to. Didn't make sense.
That's funny.
Or sometimes I think once or twice, like a basketball game, but like one that's like just like early in the season, so no
Yeah.
one's that excited.
Yeah.
That's less
I'm
exciting.
like, I feel like those are like still worthy though. I thought you were talking about like
Like a final exam.
like yeah, like or just something like that does it like it falls through or something.
I'd
Like you're
pregame-
pre-gaming
Oh,
and then it's
yeah.
like and then
That's a bummer.
now we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go.
I did
do
have
nothing. Yeah.
one notable story. I was pre-gaming with some friends. We were going to go to a bar. Then I get a text from a girl who was now my girlfriend at the time, just a friend, saying to come over. They're like all hanging out. I'm like, sweet. Going from my pregame to maybe another pregame. Show up, pretty drunk. Everyone's playing board games.
rough.
Fun night still, but I didn't
Were they
know her that well,
drinking
so
or
I couldn't. So I couldn't explain that I was like kind of
They
drunk.
weren't drinking?
No, it was just like a
Losers.
normal night.
Yeah,
Seriously.
that must have been a huge miscommunication.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like let's do like can't wait, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
You mind if I pregame?
Because I've pre-game this event. So
You mind if I bring some hummus actually?
Weird.
and one other time I will say, because now I have my degree, I can say this without getting in trouble. I took a public speaking class.
I was gonna say I would
Me and my
pregame-
roommate took a single shot before a presentation.
Yeah, I would pregame before
don't know
the
if that's a
presentation because it's scary.
that's a
like,
pre-game.
It's tough. Public speaking is tough. You
Yeah,
know?
it
Yeah, it's a little scary.
That's why we do this podcast in a house. Not.
Well, I think that's a
stage.
common thing. Like, I mean, when we saw Jake and Amir, like they were definitely
Yeah.
drinking a ton
Yeah.
because I think performing live in general, it really for anything, if you're a comedian, you're
Right.
a podcaster,
You gotta get that
you know,
liquid courage, baby.
I don't know how much. If we were to do a live podcast, how much or would you want to pregame it?
a ton.
I was gonna say I've listened to live
nervous.
podcasts and I could tell like, oh, this person's been drinking a lot before.
Yeah,
you
really.
know, not that it ruins it, but you could just tell.
I don't know. I'd be a little nervous.
I'd
just
probably
'cause-
like do some blow,
yeah,
like maybe a little crack
blow.
beforehand,
Yeah.
Sure.
just to really get the nerves going.
Yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
That'd
See,
be-
because I
that'd be
wouldn't.
interesting.
I would like.
doing a drug you've never done
Before
Very
going
bad
on
idea.
stage.
Yeah, like Alex, like what were you thinking?
Where'd you get blow?
I would have a few drinks probably.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, I
guess
wouldn't
would-
try to be like very drunk.
I
just think
definitely
it would-
wouldn't want to be in any state where I'm like slurring words. That would get bad.
I don't know.
Well, here's my hot take. I've been drunk before, and I feel like I'm never
Sick, dude.
slurring words. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah, it's like a
I
personal
think
thing, I feel
slurring
like.
words is
That's
like
true.
a
Cliche.
a
almost, or
cliche
a
thing that
stereotype.
doesn't actually happen that much.
Yeah.
But
One
whatever.
of your roommates slurs words a lot.
Really?
I feel like I slur words when I'm sober.
Yeah.
I think that's like a speech impediment that I have.
Whatever.
I think about the point. See, the pregame is tough because, or maybe it depends on the bar. If I'm going to a bar where I want to like talk to people and like mingle, I want to drink enough where I'm
Feeling
not
good, but
nervous.
not. Yeah.
and I don't have like anxiety about talking to people I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to drink too much where I'm like about to throw up on this girl I'm trying to hit on.
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah,
really,
that's
but
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
But I feel like every pregame is about drinking as much as possible, at least in college.
Yeah, I think these days I've kind of transitioned to more of like
Like a casual.
I'm fine drinking more at the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, like having a couple drinks
I almost
there.
don't even like playing drinking games that much anymore.
What?
I like. Yeah.
It depends on what I want
Shut
to do.
up.
It depends on what I want to do.
That's true. I
Like
think-
if I want to talk to people and mingle
Yeah.
at a bar, I don't want to be playing drinking
Yeah,
games.
I don't really like the like. I just like not quite the pressure, but like I do like just like being social, which is what
Yeah.
like. Which I think drinking games can encourage, but like
Right.
sometimes it's a lot if you're playing games for like the whole night.
No, yeah.
I
It
well, I
stresses
think-
me out.
I do enjoy them though.
I think you guys are underrating the social aspect of drinking games with people that you don't know
Yeah,
very
that's
well.
true.
That's the
very
point.
That
true.
is like very good, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
like there's something to say like you go to a pregame, right? Let's say 8 people is like the number.
Yeah,
okay?
that's a good amount. Perfect.
3 podcasters, 2 people with a rival podcast,
Couple chess
Don't talk to them.
players.
Yeah, a few chess players. Anyway, just like people, like I'm saying 3 podcasters is in like, say that, for instance, it's Chris's friends. Okay, so Chris knows 2 other people, and then it's us, and then there's people we don't know.
Yeah.
But Alex and I don't know any of these people.
Right.
So I like the idea
Yeah,
of being
that's a good
like,
point.
let's do this drinking game, and then if you do go out after,
I agree. You know what?
you're,
You're nailing it.
you're immediately at a point where you're friendly with everyone,
Right.
Just from
Yeah.
a couple things.
Because
I've
if
been
you're
like
just
that with your roommates, Alex.
yeah, if you're just hanging out, it would just end up me, you, and Chris talking.
Exactly.
It's like- or like
Exactly.
maybe trying to break into
Yeah.
a conversation.
Good
But
point.
right, it's a perfect icebreaker. A good
Yeah.
drinking game.
Yeah, and I'd say, how do you guys feel like? How do you feel comfortable in like an 8-person environment where you know like 1-2 people?
Usually,
no.
I think
I
that's
don't. I don't.
that's a situation
don't
I
even
usually
feel
do
comfortable
all
here.
right in. But I think you're right. I think it's usually strung on by the games and being able to
Yeah.
make little jokes like here and there. Like
I guess it depends. Like
Yeah.
like I've gone to a pregame where I just know my friends, and then they have mutual friends,
Yeah.
so I don't know anyone.
To me, that's fine.
And then
Yeah.
it's like there's times where it's like everyone's clicking. It's perfect. We're playing games. I just went to like a pregame last week, and we show up at this girl's apartment, and she like
they're playing board games.
didn't know we
Sober?
were. Yeah. She like didn't know we were coming.
Yeah.
And she was like mad, and then
That's really weird.
the whole thing was like uncomfortable and weird the whole time. So no one clicked. It was just weird.
That's awkward.
So
Yeah,
it made
that
me
sucks.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that would make anyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, it
you
was,
know?
she's like, she asked if we could please leave, and we said no. I'm here for the pregame.
You're serious?
Do you have a board game or two?
Yeah.
No, she didn't ask if we could leave, but it was just
Yeah.
so weird. It was weird.
I think I like the games, but I also like just like yesterday. So to prep for this episode, we pre-gamed before we
yeah.
went out to our obviously.
We should have
Clearly,
pre-gamed
yeah.
literally before the episode. That would have been
Yeah,
fun.
that would be crazy. At what time was it? Like 10 in the morning. It's actually like 1 o'clock. Jeez. But we had a TV app that was some through like the Xbox maybe or something. Someone was playing like YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun like pre-gaming activity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
That was good because like everyone could kind of just
Everyone
be like,
could-
"Oh, let's put on this song next."
Yeah.
Like, very stupid, but I don't know, because it
And
was
that-
just background, you know.
Yeah.
So you'd
Gives
have
a
your
little
other
You
stuff.
could have your
Conversations,
conversations, but then you look up and you're like, wow, I didn't know like in this music video had this person. Like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into the games we've played.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yesterday we played a few games. I think we'll talk about some other ones, but we started with Stack Cup, a classic.
Stack Cup?
You guys like Stack
Explain
Cup?
to the folks at home what Stack
So
Cup
Stack
is.
Cup,
Very
you
good
start
game.
a table, bunch of cups in the middle filled with a little bit of beer,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
there's a center cup with a lot of beer. We'll do that later. And
I hate games like that too.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
I
that's
like
true.
it.
I like the game itself. It's like don't give me a punishment in the
Yeah.
game.
Oh, we
you
got to
know?
talk about the special
yeah,
cup we had.
yeah. But basically the game is like you're passing the cup around and you have to put a ping pong ball and bounce a ping pong ball in it,
Yep.
and then if you get it before the person in front of you, they have to drink. It's
Oh, yeah,
it's a
one
little elaborate
thing-
game. It's a lot of fun.
When
though.
did you guys learn about this game? Because like I would say like I don't know. I wouldn't have called myself like a huge partier for extents of college, but like I'm always shocked at how many people do not know how to play this game
Yeah,
or
that's
like
true.
any drinking games.
I wonder like
I played a lot of drinking games. I guess that was like a thing we just did. In
I think that was
college.
something me and my friends would
Yeah, I
do.
don't know.
But
I
I,
wonder-
feel,
a
I
lot
feel
of
like
people know
very
this,
frequently,
but-
like especially this is me being a dick kind of, but I hate when people are playing Stack Up and they just like cannot get the rules. Like you say it like 100 times, like yeah, and if you get it the first try, you can pass to
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
And people will try like stacking reverse order,
Yeah,
randomly
yeah.
switch up with the order
That
they
is a little
pass, and it's like,
frustrating.
come on, like it's not that hard. But
Yeah, you usually try to get the spot as referee.
Yeah.
You won't even.
Yeah, I
you
get
didn't
the-
even
I
bring
get
a
the
drink.
whistle, yeah, I do
Um,
like that thing like the wrestlers do. You know, I get down on the table, like
Yeah.
it's in. Yeah, 3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
I'd say you're right though. Like games like that are fun, but you can run in situations where it's like the same person has to drink like 8 times in a
Yeah,
row.
because, like,
and sometimes
if
you
you're
feel
good,
like
then-
kind of bad
Yeah,
about it.
that's true. But I think games like that are perfect for, like you said, the breaking the ice between
Definitely.
people.
Yes, especially
like a game
depending
like
on who you're
beer
next
pong
to.
or something does
Yeah.
not break the ice.
That's true.
Right.
But
You
a
could play a game of
that
beer
where
pong and not
everyone's
talk to
together,
anyone.
everyone's like riled up.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect.
And like it's like just enough like tense to get you worked up. Like, ooh, I really don't want to get that middle cup.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to be really focused here. I don't know. I like that game personally.
Yeah. There's that. Another cup-based game, Flip Cup.
Yeah, we
Flip
didn't play
Cup.
Flip Cup.
We didn't play Flip
yesterday.
Cup last night. Another thing about all these games.
They'll make messes.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind how messy it is. Like
Like-
you were saying, like this is fun to play at someone else's house.
we were gonna play Slap Cup, which is like Stack Cup, but you slap it.
Yeah.
That's an outside game.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
a
it
strictly
is.
summertime outside game.
I agree
you
with
know?
that.
Yeah, that's a good
You're
point.
gonna make a mess in your kitchen.
Yeah.
You know?
We did. Yeah, that was funny. We played the first cup as Slap Cup, and like immediately, like ton of not a ton of beer, but like
Someone
enough
pulled
to,
out
like,
the
be,
mop.
like,
I think it was
annoying.
actually the empty cup that I don't even think there was beer in that first cup. We just realized like, oh no.
Oh, I thought there was like enough to like. It was like supposed to be empty, you know, but it was
Yeah,
like
maybe
enough
it's
to like
like-
a little like spit or whatever.
This is a bad idea.
And we also had, yeah. How do you guys feel about other people's germs? I guess because we had a situation yesterday that was pretty funny. I would say.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
a
It's something.
first.
It's something that I certainly am not thinking about. when
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, if
playing
you're
games
like
this.
drinking like that anyway, then
I remember when I was watching Shark Tank the other day, and one of the things was like something that cleaned off the ball so that you could play beer pong. Like I don't know. It seems
I
silly.
hate when people that like think too much about beer pong.
I agree.
Don't have strategy like that. Like,
That's funny.
It
And
makes me so
yeah,
mad.
I think that the
Just
games that we played,
so lame.
the games that we're talking about now, are mostly the baseline. I unless it's like
I just straight up don't like beer pong.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
don't
I
like
think beer
I don't
pong's
like
a little-
very elaborate games when people try to
Yeah.
like
because beer
make me.
beer pong is like long too. That's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
like
that's
like
true.
what we
It's
say
only
with like
four people
Stack
playing.
Up, right? You have like a big group and it's like high action the whole time.
Right.
Beer pong is like
Yeah.
more relaxed, but I don't like that because you know, like all of a sudden, like if you're not like a boyfriend or girlfriend or like have a
Right.
little thing with your partner, all of a sudden you're just like there for just
Right.
like, all right, well,
Yeah.
And there's always
hello.
like a few people that are like too good and they're like
Yeah.
taking it way too
yeah,
seriously.
yeah,
Yeah.
every time.
That's
yeah.
when it
What
gets
are you
annoying.
doing? Just
That and I don't like. I
Who
don't like.
cares?
I think the key to a pregame is like no one should feel pressured to do anything. Like
Mhm.
past
Right.
like
But
unless
that's
you're
that's
if you're in
the
the game you
problem.
do it. But like I hate when people are like we're playing this game where it's like you lose you take 3 shots and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm like oh my god.
Yeah, or like
Can we
oh,
just like
God.
drink?
If you
Ah.
lose, your night's over right now.
Also,
Literally, you're passing out.
like bitch cup, stupidest thing
Oh,
ever. I
yeah.
hate it
The
so
little
much.
rule-
Like, oh, take your pants off. You get this one first. Like,
like-
oh, I guess I'll have to do it. You know, it's
yeah, I
like,
just
oh
hate
my
stupid,
god,
like,
stop.
It's like the
I've
bro,
always hated
the
that,
bro
though, to be
mentality
fair.
around drinking
Yeah,
games gets me
yeah.
so mad. Ah, man, I hate drinking games.
No, come on. I convinced you earlier.
What other any other like cup based
Oh,
games?
well,
that
I
you
want to
can
talk
think
about
the lip
the
cup.
funny thing. Yeah,
Oh,
we had the
yeah.
lip cup yesterday. One of my roommates.
Flip cup? Nah, we're playing lip cup.
One of my roommates just had, I can't even explain it. Basically, he said that his lips felt like he had poison ivy on his lips and they were really hot and itchy all the time. And so he like I don't know. Basically, they looked like a little weird, but anyway, everyone was very concerned about it because he made a very big deal about it. So we gave him his own cup to play this drinking game, and he willingly chose to drink through a straw because he
For
thought
the whole night.
That was for comfort, though.
Yeah, he thought drinking out of cups was like
It was going to
troublesome.
wash off the vase.
But anyway, it was like absolutely ridiculous because he, that was a huge delay. He had to take the cup that the beer was in, pour it into his special cup, and then drink it out of a straw, which where like everyone else would just take the cup and immediately down it. So like he
you know what
lost
maybe we
twice.
should have done is had like just like 4 or 5 separate cups just for him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he took one of those every
That's a
time.
good idea, yeah.
But then they
Sure.
still would have been stacked probably.
And he still would have wanted
But
the
then at
straw.
least-
You know what? We
essentially.
should have just told him to leave and like drink by himself. that weird
Also,
lipped freak.
An issue with that is that if it got to the end and he didn't and he had less drinks than the number of cups that were there, then like at that point you don't want to drink that,
Right, you're right.
the lip cup.
The
So
lip cup.
yeah, but that was just really funny. I don't know. And then like when he lost and he had to drink the middle cup out of a straw, just like imagine
Very
that for a
sad.
sec. It was very insane.
See, like, so the thing with these games is the middle cup is like a full beer that you have to drink.
yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
do
I don't like
that.
being
I like
pressured
that.
to
That,
like
I think
chug a
that's
full
kind of
beer.
what I'm
It
talking
makes me
about.
so
If
uncomfortable.
I'm playing the game, I'll do it.
Oh, I
but
like
it's
that. I like that.
I
I'll do it, but I'm really bad at, as people know in the beer mile, I'm very bad at drinking beer fast.
I think
So,
that
like-
that's like part of a camaraderie thing though. Like no one's gonna like just don't like throw up or spit out the beer, but like
people like make fun of you for not wanting to do
Yeah.
it though, or like for doing it slow or something.
I don't think people make fun of you for doing it slow.
No one-
I think
no one
people
at
make
this
fun of you
one.
for refusing.
No one here.
No
but
one
I
here
think
would have,
people in
but
general.
there's like that bro thing that's
Yeah.
like,
Like,
oh come on,
dude.
you got to drink it,
That's
funnel
not
it.
true.
I don't
Yeah.
want to funnel it. Come
Yeah,
on.
I don't want to shotgun a beer just for fun. Ugh.
Oh yeah. So what other like cup games are there? Flip cup, stack cup.
I once played Flip Cup with a Connect 4 board involved. I think I told you guys about this.
What?
But it's so Flip Cup. If you don't know it, doodle it.
Ooh,
You
this sounds fun actually.
in between. So you drink, flip a cup. You have to land it upside down. Then in between each turn, someone puts a Connect 4 piece in, and you're playing against the other side.
That's pretty cool. I
And you
like
go
that.
until you connect 4. So it's like this race against. You gotta flip it and.
We did once,
And you're also
that's
playing
good.
another
That's
game,
good.
but you can't you have to think fast when you're putting it
Yeah.
in because you're wasting
Yeah.
time. Oh, a lot of fun.
We
I think
once
that's
did,
really
a
fun. But
game-
another problem with drinking games is like if you try to make it too complicated,
Yeah, I was gonna
people
say
will just
That's
do
that.
it.
I think that
Yeah.
is like the peak. It's like a
Yeah.
game with a little flourish to it. Anything more, it's like, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We once played a game called Flip and what was it called? Slip and Flip.
Oh, with
So
like
you
a
had a
slip and slide.
that you
sounds
go,
so fun.
it's 2 teams and you go down the slip and slide and then flip.
Was
the
it
cup
like
and then
during
we're
the summer or something?
back. Yeah, I think it was
January?
It was like February. Yeah,
Yeah.
early February. Yeah,
Got
that's
like
a
that,
outdoor summertime game.
Ice sculpture, slip and slide.
It was illusion.
That'd be fun.
Jeez, can you imagine?
But yeah, I think summertime brings out some of the best drinking games.
Yeah.
The slip,
Well,
slap cup.
Yeah,
the,
I've said it
that
before.
slip and slide one.
I actually believe I got some flack for saying that summertime is for sure the best season, but this is another reason I think that the like partying in the summer and hanging out with friends,
Yeah.
socializing, you can just hang out
That's
and
great.
have some good good
Great
drinking
time.
games.
You guys
Good
ever
fun.
play Dizzy Bet?
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
have,
That's
I
an
have a
outdoor
good
game.
Dizzy Bat story. The same friend actually who had the lip issue, totally fine at this point. We did this was really cool actually. My friends in undergrad hosted a 5K. They did their own
I remember you
5K,
telling us.
and so we'd go to the 5K, run it, just a nice little time, and then everyone would drink after. Pre-game more or less, more of a party, I would say.
Sure.
And you'd play Dizzy Bat, and it was a ton of fun. And my friend was there. It was more kind of like what we were saying, where I knew these people who were hosting, and my friend knew me. So he was kind of
Right.
not didn't know everyone, but also was very good at drinking, so he could use that to socialize
Yeah,
maybe
To win friends.
So he's playing Dizzy Bat, and he chugs the bat in insanely fast.
Well, you
I don't know,
fill the
it's
bat
very-
up with
Chug
beer?
the bat.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's not how you guys play.
I've heard that before. How do you
Wait,
fill
what
it
do you
up?
do there?
Wait, I think.
How
wait.
I've played is
How do you go for it?
is you drink a beer and then you spin around in the bat a few times.
Yeah.
And then someone underhands you that beer can.
Yeah.
And you have to back. It's out of here. You hit a home run with it.
No, that is true, but I think
You
we
somehow
did
set it
it
up so you
with.
could
How do you
drink.
chug out of the bat?
I think we cut. I know for sure because the punchline of the story involves that the beer was out of the bat, but I think we cut a hole in the bottom of the bat.
Oh,
Are we
that's
talking
cool.
like a
Classic
yellow
thing,
wiffle
the yellow
ball bat?
wiffle ball bat, and then. But where do you get the can? You're right. We need.
All right, I think that makes sense. And you open a
Oh,
can of
that's
beer.
right, that's right.
You fill it in.
That's it.
Hey,
Yep.
you say, "Hey, pitch." You toss it to the pitcher.
Yeah. So you open a can of beer, put it in the bat. Yeah. Get the can from the pitcher, and then so you drink the bat, and then you spin around a certain amount of times based on the number of seconds it took you to drink
Oh,
it.
maybe.
I think, yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, my friend drinks the bat in like 3 or 4 seconds, which was like insane. Everyone was freaking out, and he did like that spin thing. It's like, oh, he was dominating, and then like pulls the bat up to like swing, and like
all
a
the beer.
ton of beer comes out. And it was just like, it was actually like foam, but
Yeah.
like it looked like so bad. It's like they were all like so
like you can't
impressed for
fake
like
that.
5 seconds, like so impressed. Like I remember someone got like a Snapchat video, and you know how you could do it in like slow motion. It's like the
Yeah.
funniest thing, just
That's funny.
seeing like, oh,
I was
so
hoping.
great.
I thought you were gonna say he spun around, just threw up everywhere or something.
Nah, he was fine.
You guys want to get into some card-based games?
Yeah, sure.
That's another-
So last night we
another
played.
genre.
What's it called?
We did do
up
card
up
games
the river,
episode too.
up and down the
Up
river.
the river, down the river. I think. It's
I think
called.
this game is different. I've heard it called a bunch of different things.
Ride the bus.
But it's the
also.
kind of game where this game's a lot of fun. I like games that involve.
I like the FU game. That one. Was
Yeah,
good
that's
too.
another good game.
That's
Yeah.
a good team or like friend building.
That's
one.
a similar game. I think like games where you can like gang up on people sounds bad, but it's fun to have to like
Yeah.
call out someone, like
Well,
tell
like,
someone to
the
drink.
thing is, like, I even think at like
I think-
at
'cause
the
especially
most,
when you're
in
with
the
friends.
in the most crude version of these games, I think people have the human decency
Yeah.
to never continuously gang up on
Exactly.
the same person.
And I
Like,
think
one
ga-
person will get ganged up on, and then
Yeah.
you switch.
Yeah.
You know?
And by gang up, I think the thing that's the biggest to me is like you said, like it helps you like get to know people. If there's 8 people
Yeah.
in the room, you're not going to do just your friends.
Well, basically, like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry. To explain the game more, it's like you have certain cards, right, and then there's cards in the middle, and if you like,
It's like you
You-
have to
you
predict red or
guess-
black.
Higher
and
or
if you have to
lower.
predict higher or lower. And
Or
if
no,
you
never
get it
mind. Yeah, I was
right,
thinking
if you get it
another game.
wrong, you have to drink. If you get it right, you have to give drinks to someone
so
else.
you have
Like,
cards that you
drink.
don't see.
Yeah.
And then so someone say like the first round, like red or black, you know, and if you get it right, you
Right, 'cause-
you give your drinks
and
to
it gets
someone.
progressively more and more drinks.
Yeah.
So say there's someone I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw a card. I get it right. I give 8 drinks to Clint or something. Next round, Clint
Ugh.
gives 8 back. All of a sudden, we don't even know each other. We're giving drinks back and forth.
Now you're best
Now we're
friends.
best friends.
It's
you know?
it's
Yeah.
great too because like
Now,
you-
all of a sudden we're
you always-
interlocking hands to drink like we're married.
You always start with like your friends just
Yeah,
to not
exactly.
like freak
Yeah.
anyone out, and then it's like all right, everyone's going in like oh okay, I'll give it to this.
And I'd
person I
also
don't
say
know.
like at the most basic, it helps you learn names. You know,
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
8 people.
That's like the FU game, which
Yeah.
we'll
that,
explain.
that one was fun.
Like you're saying, I would never say FU to anyone I don't know, but I'm laying down FU
Yeah.
this guy, FU that guy, and all of a sudden we're all having a great time.
So with
Yeah.
that game, it's kind of like you have it's kind of like Crazy Eights, I would say,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
Uno, but you have a card in the middle and you have cards in your hand that you are looking at. You start with 3, I guess.
Yeah, that's not important.
That not important, but whatever. And you place a card down if it's the same suit or if it's the same
number.
And basically you say like F you to someone. So you'd be like,
and we're talking the swear word.
Yeah.
you do use the swear.
Fudge you, Chris.
Yeah. So you say like
And then everyone, there's no
FU
turns.
Chris.
Anyone can play
Like,
if
so,
they have the
so
card.
example, right? We have the ace of spades on the ground. I got the ace of hearts. I put that down. F you, Chris. Chris, luckily for him, he's got the 7 of hearts. He goes back. F you, Andrew.
Yeah.
And we continue to do this.
Or I could say
until-
F you Clint.
Yeah,
But
I
if
know.
no one can
if
play,
no one can play,
and the
then
last one says
person
FU
who's
Clint,
F'd.
then he has to drink until the cards are counted.
Exactly.
So it's like it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
The FUs.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was especially funny
that's great.
yesterday because we had 2 people with the name Alex,
And one
Oh,
being
yeah.
me.
and your last initial is the toughest letter to say, W. So it'd be like quick
F-U,
ones like
Alex.
F you Chris, but then like F you Alex W.
FU Alexander W.
It was like did not blow off
Yeah.
the tongue
Yeah.
at all, but
Um,
and I don't
But
know,
it's like a
and
high-paced
for some
game,
reason,
like Flip
it
Cup.
was really funny when like people ganged up saying like F you Alex W. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just-
That is
just
like
that's
a-
real funny.
It's just a funny.
There's something funny
phrase.
about a last name initial.
Yeah.
I'd say the most common game I play that we didn't play last night, but I think most people know is Kings.
Oh, you play Kings a lot.
Kings is like a high school.
I'd
game.
say like that's when I think of a card game, like that's the one
Yeah,
that's commonly.
that's-
yeah,
Back in
yeah, I
college, I,
agree.
haven't played much recently. That game's a lot of fun. One question I had for you guys: what's your take on Never Have I Ever?
I hate it. I don't even like Kings. I hate, never have I ever. It's lame.
Because
Yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like,
like Never Have I
I
Ever.
feel like that's a I don't
Never have I ever is like a
So
pissing contest, really.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
agree.
legit high school thing to do.
But
Yeah.
I'm trying to like
People
'cause-
just try
Chris
to say,
loves
like,
it. I could tell Chris
No,
is about to
I was gonna
say
say
yeah.
I don't like it because, like I said, it's like basically you said.
I think it's kind of
Who's
like cool.
done-
It's like a double-ended one though, because you have
Yeah.
like you could brag about stuff you've never done, or you could brag about stuff you have done.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like it, but I guess it works.
I think
But it
what
is efficient. I'm not gonna lie.
what I need to invent is a drinking game that helps you know more about other people without being very crude. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Um,
Well, we've
yeah.
done these
'Cause,
like the
you know?
video game. Like a couple weeks ago, we were playing this
That
video
was a lot of
game
fun.
where you
Fibbage.
where you like have to
Fibbage?
enter in these. Fibbage or Quiplash, look it up.
Yeah.
There could be something like that where it's like
Yeah.
say something blah blah blah
Oh.
about yourself and you have to guess who
So
it is.
it's
or something.
like Yeah,
And
like,
you could easily
just
make
like you
that
could put
funny.
in like a fun fact about yourself. Like I've been to 10 countries, and it's like,
Yeah.
guess who did that?
Right.
Actually, yeah, at my
That's-
camp we did we just did like a fun fact thing as like not like an icebreaker, but it was
Not
at,
a
like,
drinking
the-
game.
No, yeah, definitely not a drinking game. At like the staff like party at the very beginning of you have it at the beginning of the summer, I guess, so that like
That's me.
actually it was like a big debate. But what's your guys' take on this? So it's basically like. So here's the debate. Staff party at the beginning of the summer, you don't know the people, but it's a good icebreaker. Staff party at the end of the summer, you already know the people, you have a grand old time. However, you like miss the initial bonding of the beginning, or 2 staff parties.
Yeah, I would say.
We always did beginning.
I'd say in the words of that taco commercial, you know, the one with the
Why not both?
harder. Yeah. Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I was getting is that everyone did like a fun fact at that, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Do you
So
have
like
a go-to? Another game.
I learned like a lot of stuff about.
Because I'd
people.
say
It's like,
we've
oh,
done.
cool.
I've been at pre-games where we've done 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
That's
say.
a fun game. Do you guys have like a default for that? I always find myself scrambling.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
any-
I'm always.
I'm not interesting. I've
Yeah.
got nothing to say.
And that I guess that is similar.
There's
where
no
it's
way
like,
I'm bragging about my Rubik's Cube time. you
Yeah.
know?
Well,
That's
to be honest, that is like a fine fun fact.
Yeah.
I think
That's true. Thanks.
I don't
Thanks,
know.
man. I appreciate that.
the one that I used was marathon because like I feel like it's like just enough where it's like
Yeah.
interesting but not like overbearing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
My go-to lie is I say I play the drums in a band.
Oh, that's a
People
good
say
one.
I look like I could be.
Oh,
a
that's your
drummer.
lie. That's your lie.
That's a good lie. Yeah.
It's like,
If you're
dude.
listening, don't spoil it if you
Yeah.
see me use this.
We've heard Chris be compared to Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there was a certain angle
Even though
where
he's not a drummer.
he did look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I thought you were saying as a drummer. Like he's
No,
not a
no,
drummer.
no, no. Like I just mean in appearance.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah.
Any other fun drinking games you
Trying to
guys like
think
to
about
play?
any other classic card games.
I guess we sometimes do like things with like Mario Kart, like the
Oh yeah,
drunk driving.
Oh yeah,
That's a lot of
Mario
fun.
Kart is a great game.
Which is you have to drink a beer while playing a
A
round
race.
of Mario Kart.
And they say you have to like
drink
You can't drink and
you
drive
can't
at the same
drink and
time.
drive, and you have to drink every lap. So
Yeah.
you can't just chug it and then race.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
I
fun.
think that's great because Mario
That's
Kart
fun.
is such a fun
But
game.
I think we're already like treading from like pregame territory to like hanging out with friends territory. I don't
That's
know.
that's
true.
true. I guess we're just
Yeah.
thinking about different drinking games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I want to get into the end of the pregame.
Yeah.
When do you guys like to? So let's say a pregame is before going out to a bar.
Sure.
Are you one of the guys who wants to stay at the pregame later, or you want to leave earlier? Typically,
I don't like waiting in lines at a bar at
Yeah.
all,
Okay.
especially if it's cold.
I
out.
agree with that, but I'm the opposite. Whereas, like, I usually find myself having more fun at a pregame. So I guess I'm like more like reluctant, but I'll go because like it's kind of like that instant gratification thing. Like, clearly, if we leave earlier, it'll be better for everyone. But like, well, I'm having fun now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really
Yeah.
want to
I
go.
agree. That's because you know what? Like we said, some pre-games just turn into house parties.
that's
But
the thing. Yeah.
I actually don't like when that happens. That gets me upset. Is like when people are like kind of like what you were saying, Chris, where you have a plan and then all of a sudden like you're playing a board
Yeah.
game. Like, wait a minute, I had this plan and it was gonna be
That's
good.
true.
Yeah, I'll shout out my roommate Brian in a negative light. He's the kind of guy who will push off going to the bar as long as humanly possible.
Yeah.
So it's like there have been plenty of times where it's like midnight and I'm like, I'm not going out at this point. What are we
Yeah.
gonna go for like 30 minutes? And he'll still go most of the time.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done that with him before.
Yeah, yeah. You've seen. I think we did this a few weeks ago. I stayed Alex like,
Yeah.
but it was like 12:45.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, I definitely like going earlier because like this most recent time, not when you guys were visiting me that we all went out in Boston. I feel like we got there super early and stayed till like close, and it was a ton of fun.
When was this?
It was like a
Give me
month
some
ago,
co-
maybe.
Where did we go? Do you remember?
Oh, I was there.
Bell in Hand.
Bell in hand. Yeah.
oh yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
we
great
got there
Boston bar.
super early.
We just got there
Yeah.
like wicked early, and it was like just like a fun time.
Which
all
I'd rather
around.
do, honestly. Like, I don't know, but
and we had a good pregame then too. That was when we played Fibbage and
yeah.
whatever.
But I'd say I am fine with if a pregame's doing great. Let's just let that baby ride and just skip the bar.
See,
'Cause
that's what I disagree with.
I
you.
don't. I'll say it. I don't enjoy going to most bars. Like, it's not like that's not the best part of my
I
night.
completely disagree.
I-
I
I'll-
agree. I agree that the pregame is fun, but I think it's only fun because of the destination after. I don't know.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
I think it depends on the bar. Like if
That's
I'm in
true.
the mood for like a dancey kind of bar,
Yeah.
then I want to leave and go to
Well,
the bar.
I guess I would say I want to know during my pregame so I can be strategic. I don't want to get rip roaringly drunk to
Right.
play board games all night.
That's true. That's true.
But
That's a good point.
And that you got to time that too.
'Cause if
Because
I'm
I
going
hate
to,
like when it's like 10:30 and I'm like ready to go. Most people aren't. Someone's like, "Oh, let me just like grab this bottle of vodka." I'm like,
Yeah.
chill out,
You
guys.
gotta-
Like
yeah.
we're about to go. You know.
I think
don't
you
know.
got to do the classic, which is what we did yesterday. And usually I'm not the one to like set the initiative here, but you just got to order the ride. Like,
Yeah.
you order the ride. It's like, guess what? We're leaving in 5 minutes. Like,
Guess what? Antonio's coming in 5.
yeah, like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So I think that is typically a good way to get people to leave. Could backfire, I guess, if you're the first one to do it.
Now
but-
I've had a thing happen where this happened twice in my life, which now I'm realizing is very weird. I'll go to a pregame, and one time I go there to pregame with my friends, my roommates, and we get there. Everyone who lives there and everyone participating in the pregame is leaving as soon as we get there.
That sucks.
Then we
Yeah.
stayed in the apartment drinking.
Really?
And then it happened a couple weeks ago too, because we went to this girl's house to pregame.
The one
And
you're
then
talking about? That,
yeah.
They said
They were upset, and then they all decided they were going to this bar, and we were like, well, we were going to go to this other bar. So they leave, and we're not going to leave to go to this bar early. Next thing I know, I'm in this stranger's apartment, basically by myself and 2 other people.
Did
Jeez.
the other people know, like,
Yeah,
someone
they
well?
knew. They said, oh, you can just stay and leave whenever. But it's
Yeah.
so weird.
See, yeah, I
Definitely
think
weird, yeah.
I guess like do you like to? I think a big thing about pregames for me is I like to get there relatively early so that I
At
can
the
like,
pre-games?
Yeah,
Okay.
It
You know what I
depends.
mean?
Yeah, I guess it depends.
because it's like I don't like rolling into a pregame 10 minutes before going to the bar. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. But
It depends. Like if it's one
'Cause
where
I
I have
don't wanna
close
take-
friends there, then
yeah.
I want to get there early.
Same,
But if
yeah.
I'm going to be there and I know one person and it's a bunch of strangers and there aren't many people there, then
Yeah.
it's like
it's like I'd almost rather
I'm
just
here
skip
too
it at that
early.
point.
Oh,
Yeah.
here I've been dying to mention this on the
Yeah.
podcast. One thing I absolutely completely hate, and I feel like you touched on this a bit, Alex, is when people call attention to the number of guys at a pregame. I hate it so much. Like
That
was like the
wow,
ugly sweater
a lot of
party.
dudes here. That's what I'm saying.
We
Like,
went to.
Yeah.
it just bothers me. Like, great, you know, like
Yeah.
how am I supposed to respond
That's
to that?
true.
Like,
It's also
oh yeah,
true.
man, I really wish there were girls.
That's just
here.
such a
Like,
scumbag
it's
thing
just
to do.
Yeah,
it's
there's
so
no right
annoying.
thing to say.
I've hated it my whole life. It's
Yeah.
just like
Usually when some dude says that, I just give him a freaking dap. And say,
Yes,
brother, we're on the same wavelength
Yeah.
here.
Because
I
last
just
night,
like- I just
our
don't
pregame
like it.
last night was 8 or 9 guys.
Yeah.
Or maybe less. It was a
Zero
fun night.
girls.
I don't think. Yeah, it's
in
I
the
don't know.
radius, probably a 3 or 4 mile radius, no girls
Yeah,
around.
jeez. But that's a good I don't know.
It was fun.
It's every night's every pregame's a different pregame.
I
I'm
literally
not-
never.
I'm-
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
neither.
pre-gaming here because I'm like, who am I going to flirt with?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm flirting with the guys anyway.
If I went to a bar thinking, oh, maybe I'll talk to some girls, and there happened to be all dudes at the bar, maybe I would be like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm going to a bar thinking, all right, I'm going to have a good time with my friends.
Exactly.
I'm not going thinking like,
What's my
I don't even want to
chances?
say it.
That
Like
sounds bad.
whatever dudes
Yeah.
are thinking, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to go hit on some girls.
Yeah.
You know?
That's bad. Bad news.
It's just weird. Like, don't be that open with your intentions. That's so weird.
Those are the guys who are serious about beer pong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those are the guys
Who
who
have
are like
strict rules.
ruin drinking games for me.
They
Yeah.
don't have a podcast for sure.
No.
Another thing that happened at that ugly sweater party was, remember, like, I got that Guinness. Remember the
No.
can of Guinness, and there was like the ping pong ball at the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
But,
I didn't even know that was a thing, and the whole time I was like, who put this in my drink? That happened. And
that's
then I
funny.
found out that they put that in all cans
Yeah,
of
we learned that
Guinness.
pretty recently.
Interesting.
Cool. All right. I think we covered most of our pregame topics.
Yeah.
So usually we do a rating. So we'll rate the hobby on a scale from 1 to 10 and give it a yay or nay.
Mm-hmm.
Will you continue doing this hobby? Let's say do you like pregames?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you continue pregaming things?
You can't say that because that's a yes.
I don't know.
If you like it.
No spoilers.
Hey, sorry, I can't make this one. I said nay on my
Yeah,
podcast.
I understand.
Yeah.
We'll start with you, Andrew. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a tough one for me to rate. I feel like I wouldn't rate it super highly because, like, I feel like I always have fun, but I'm never gonna like be like excited, I guess, about a pregame, if that makes sense. Whereas like there are some hobbies and activities that I'm like, oh, like, you know what? It's been a while. Like that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I do pregame frequently, right?
But what
it's
if you
nice.
what if you're thinking like, oh, there are friends that I haven't seen in a while coming over to the pregame.
Yeah,
Like,
good.
that excites me more than, oh, there are friends I haven't seen in a while coming to the bar. You know?
I
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah,
For sure.
All right.
Like if it's the same old
That's tough.
pregame, maybe it's not as exciting.
Yeah.
But if you think about the variety.
I'm actually gonna go higher because I look back. I have fond memories of like pre-gaming in college with like us like some close friends and like learning like a new drinking game or something,
Yeah.
and everyone just kind of like getting along. So I'll go a little higher than I thought. I'll go 6.5. Yay. Pre-gaming is fun. It's not like the end all be all. I could do without it, but like you just said, Alex, there are certain situations where like, oh yeah, like old friends are coming to the pregame, definitely better than old friends are coming to the bar. I like that.
Cool. Alex?
All right. Yeah, I think it's great. I think I'm definitely a fan of like a casual pregame where I know most of the people over a like. I guess every aspect of life I'm like that over like, oh, I have to meet people now.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you got to put yourself in those uncomfortable positions. That's okay. Makes you a stronger person. Yeah, playing slap cup with a couple of strangers makes you a stronger person.
Yeah,
but they're all fun.
you and Clint, we talked about that earlier.
Right.
But I mean, you guys,
Clint.
you guys are getting lunch after this.
Hug me, Clint. Just give me a hug.
Yeah, you guys are roommates now.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
So yeah, it's fun. You get to know people. It's great. Even like a bad pregame, it's only the pregame. It's only the
a good
pregame,
point.
baby. Go to the bar and have a good time there. Sure. So I like it. I'm gonna go 7.5. Yay.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep looking forward to it.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say all in all, I enjoy pre-games. I like the game aspect to it. Like I like, because I can go somewhere and like hang out with people, but I like kind of having some sort of like something going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're playing
It like gives
these
some
card
structure
games,
to
gives
it
some structure
almost.
to it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it can be weird if you're with strangers and you're just like watching TV.
Right.
It's like I'm not really one. Like I consider myself somewhat social, but I'm not going to go and like learn everything about their life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
on
Well,
my own.
I think you do better than most.
Yeah, I think
actually.
I do better in situations where there's a reason to bring up stuff like
Yeah.
games,
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that was a great point that you made, Alex. Like if it's bad, you can leave and you'll still have a good night. If it's
Right.
good, hey, maybe that's your night.
Right.
So all in
Fair
all,
enough.
pre-game's a pretty solid rating, but I don't know.
Wait,
I'm
what'd
getting
you,
older.
what'd you give it?
I'll
Oh.
probably give it I will give it a 6. Yay. I'll continue pre-gaming.
How many?
but
You said you're getting older. Like, how
Dude,
long do you see yourself
that's
continuing?
a
to
good
pregame?
point
Yeah,
because
that
it's
is a
like
good point.
I don't
'cause-
think I think we still got. I don't even think we're halfway through our pregame life.
I agree.
I think in
fair.
my 30s, I'm still gonna be pregame.
I think every now and then definitely like now recently I've had a couple times where I've gone to a bar without pre-gaming, which I think when I was younger I thought was
Yeah.
crazy. And I
I
still
feel
have a good amount of time.
I feel like you've always been like a little more different than me and Alex.
I'm
in
not
that,
gonna lie.
you know what
Also,
I mean?
I think maybe this is
like
wrong,
I could
but
easily see you like not pre-gaming in like 5 years, and like that'd be totally fine.
I think it's different when you're in a relationship too.
that's
I
a
think
good
that's what I'm
point too.
getting
Yeah.
at, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good, maybe I would be pre-gaming more.
Like
I
you
don't
have
know.
nothing. You have nothing to worry. I don't know. It's weird.
I get what you're saying.
I feel like when
that-
you have a
yeah.
girlfriend or something, it's like you could show up to a bar in sweatpants. Who cares?
That's
Yeah.
true.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's wrong.
No,
Well,
I think there might be something. there.
I know Chris's girlfriend, and one time you should have seen her reaction when Chris came to the bar in
Sweat
sweatpants.
shorts.
Yeah.
Sweatshorts.
Sweatshorts.
I
Just
do
came
have
from
a pair.
physical therapy.
I do have a pair of sweatshirts shorts that I don't think
I've-
she's a fan of.
I have
I
sweat
like
shorts. I like.
sweatshirts.
I love they're
too.
comfy.
Yeah.
I'm very pro sweatshirts.
Actually, I met
think
my
they're really comfy.
I met my first ex-wife in sweat shorts.
Wow. So pre-gaming 6 out of 10 yay, sweat shorts 10 out of 10 yay.
Yeah, well,
I would like
little crazy
I
there.
think it'd be cool if we sold a pair of sweat shorts that had like "I need a hobby pod" like embroidered into them. Like those would be nice.
Yeah.
I should look into that.
Oh yeah, that's how you get girls to talk to you at the bar for sure.
Definitely. I have
those
my
guys.
T-shirt just says "Ask me about my sweat shorts."
On the back, support your local podcast.
So
That
sad.
is a weird.
That's a
two
very
messages
Did you have that shirt made? all right. So we're done talking about pre-games. I do always love talking to you guys about pre-games, but we're moving on to the next section. The section's called "What's on Your Mind." We talk about what's on our mind, and this week we got a theme song sent to us by a fan of the show, Flip C.
This is a pregame. It's a pregame.
Thanks, Flip. Pretty cool nickname, Flip, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that too.
Okay, well, so this time for What's on Your Mind, we're going to do, and we're trying to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Trying to spice up this section to make it, kind of have a theme. We're usually pretty scatterbrained, but we're trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to reel ourselves in.
If you guys have any ideas for little themes for sections, like
We just
what's
did a
on your
pet
mind,
peeves one.
a
Probably
pet
bring that
peeves one,
back.
Yep.
stuff like that, email them in or Snapchat us anyhobbypod@gmail.com. This week we're doing what
That is our full Snapchat.
Yep, very weird name.
No, but yeah, Snapchat, I need a hobby pod, email, I need a hobby pod @gmail.com.
Yep. So this week we're doing what I'm calling "You're an asshole if."
Oh, just going to come right out
Yeah,
with it.
say it. All right.
So basically, "You're an asshole if" is something that you think people are doing.
Right.
Makes them look like a real jerk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Alex,
exactly it.
Do you have a situation?
I've got one that actually happened this morning.
Oh,
no.
God.
Oh, no.
No, yeah, I don't know how to say actually what exactly it is, but people do this stupid thing where you don't like. All right, so the setting was we're at breakfast, and this girl had these nice earrings on that were forks.
Yeah.
So I like kind of made
The
a joke.
waitress,
The waitress, yeah. I kind of made a joke like, oh, I'm going to compliment her on them. Not really a joke. And then you go, oh, you better do it.
You as in Andrew.
Andrew, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, you better do it because if you don't, I'm going to say you have something to say to her.
I was kidding.
I know
You
you
were
were joking.
kidding.
You were
Okay.
joking, but people will like. If I don't want to say something, people will be like, "Hey, oh yeah, Alex has something to say."
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm in this
I-
that's a good
incredibly
one.
awkward
I would have
position.
never done that.
Where
That's not
like,
clear.
not only now do I have to say it, but also it's hyped up because
Yeah.
it had
Oh,
an
that's so
announcement
bad.
before
Yeah.
it. Everybody, Alex has something to say. Like,
Uh-huh.
listen, I made a decision. I'm not going to compliment her on her stupid earrings.
You're right though. I think that can be like they
That's a
do.
really
People
good
do that in
example.
different situations.
I
too,
hate
you
it
know,
so
it's like,
much.
Oh, like Chris could probably tell you about that, huh,
Yeah.
Chris? Like,
Yeah, it's like listen. If I want to say something, or if I want to
Yeah.
do what I'm going to do, I'll do it. There's a reason I'm
Yeah.
holding back.
Yeah,
It's like, I think
actually
it's-
feel bad now because that Dizzy Bat story we were talking about earlier, like that friend is known like in my friend group and among like other friend groups as someone who's really good at drinking beer fast, and we always make him do it. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, like, oh,
Yeah.
like you think that? Check this out.
But
You know,
like,
it's
I think it's
I
even
don't
worse
know.
when the person
That's
like,
kind of mean.
like I said, like, oh, I'm not going to
Yeah,
do it or
this
whatever.
situation is way worse.
And then
for
they
sure.
say, oh, Alex has something to say. I just said I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Dad.
like, come on.
yeah, that's funny.
bad
I hate
news.
that.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
That's a good one. All right, Andrew.
All right, here's mine. You are an a-hole if, and I'll give you the benefit of a doubt one time, 2 times, but if you're consistently fighting for a seat every time the subway opens, you're an a-hole. Okay, occasionally you're gonna have to stand. You know,
Yeah.
not if you're like old or some reason, or if you're a kid, no problem.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're just an everyday goer, and every single time you're frantically going like mad to try and get a seat, or even worse, not letting getting upset when people are trying to get in and
Right.
you're cramped. Deal with it.
I hate when people get
Yeah.
upset on like a cramped
Yeah,
subway.
deal with it. Like you're an a-hole if you have
Yeah.
complaints about.
What do you
and-
think?
and I
You're
won't
not
say-
taking up space?
This is fine. Like if someone leaves, right? If someone leaves and you rush to get that seat, I wouldn't do that personally, but I wouldn't call you an a-hole. But I'd say if every day you get
Yeah.
on the thing and you think like, oh, there's no seats today, this sucks.
Right.
And every time you get on and you are like fighting for an open seat, you that's what you're thinking about
Right.
during your commute. You're an a-hole.
Yeah, I'd say there are
Lighten
people-
up.
I'd say myself, I'm overly willing to stand.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I don't like the people that are like
Yeah.
overly willing to like
That's funny.
discomfort themselves. Like
But,
you don't like no one's on the subway. You don't have to get up just because there are a million open seats.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's funny. You'll see like people cramped. Like I remember as a kid, and maybe even a little bit now. I kind of enjoy standing up. It kind of feels like you're like surfing. Or
Right. Some
something.
people like I just feel like you could tell. I don't know. Some people,
But I
people,
guess-
like discomfort
yeah.
themselves and then will like just
Be
to
kinda
look like
mad
a
about
good
it.
person or something. It's like, come on,
You
should just be a
always
good
take
person.
issue with that. You
Yeah.
always take issue with someone trying to be
It's
nice.
phony.
You think it's fake.
phony. Yeah,
Mhm.
half
Alright.
the time it's phony.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like what's your take on if someone gave up a seat for someone and like
An old man. Or
let's say like I don't know maybe
I think that's fine.
yeah and
No,
like
Well,
but what
I
about
don't have an issue
I
with
guess
that.
what
in
about
my
like
mind, I'm
singling
thinking-
them out and saying like hey, this is your seat, is that nice?
No.
That's a little pressureful, but
It's just
I
like
guess
what
you
Alex
could
was saying.
ask.
I feel like
Yeah,
you don't want to be like that guy to be like
fine, take
like-
it. Yeah.
like no to be like oh like I have an open seat for you or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
people like
Maybe
It-
that's
it
maybe
is
that's
will
kinda nice,
discomfort
but, like-
themselves for no reason and then be like, get off the subway and be like, oh man, I had to stand that whole time. Like, dog, no, you didn't. You know. I guess I'm thinking of a very specific
Yeah, you
thing
know
that
who
never
you know,
happens.
Like you're thinking of like one person who doesn't exist, but I don't know. I just don't like when people are only
that
looking
too,
out for
like-
themselves to
Right.
just try. Like
It's like
for
the
something
world revolves
that
around
minor,
you
for
kinda
something
thing.
that minor. You need to lighten up a bit.
Right.
All right, Chris.
I agree. So here's what's on my mind. This is a specific situation I saw the other day, and I think it's fairly common. I think you're an asshole if you constantly ask for more of stuff at like I'm picturing like a Chipotle-esque situation.
I see what you mean.
If someone goes and say like, "Can I have more of that? Can I have more of that?"
like,
Yeah.
but like for everything.
for
though.
everything.
Yeah.
I saw
yeah.
a situation where a girl literally went through and asked for double this, double that, like she had some sort of
Well,
restaurant
You
hack.
can like you can pay more.
She's not,
money for
yeah,
that.
but not paying extra. Like,
Okay, yeah.
oh, can I get extra salsa? Like it was literally like she read some BuzzFeed article
Yeah.
that were like 10 ways to. I think if you're doing
I
any
do
sort
that.
of
I do that sometimes.
if you're doing any sort of hack at a restaurant, I think you're
what?
kind of an
Come
asshole.
on, man. You know they gave out rice for free. You can get a side of rice for free at Chipotle.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of. Like,
I'm
That's
on
a life hack.
I'm on Chris's side.
rice. That's like the equivalent.
That's a rice hack, dude.
We all went to the three of us went to this restaurant the other
The thing
day.
is, rice costs like literally 1 cent to make that much rice, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We went to this restaurant the other day where it was barbecue and they had just the sides were out, so you could eat all the sides.
Unlimited sides.
It's like they told me someone yelling and be like, "Yep, unlimited sides." Like no price on the menu, so I'm just taking it.
Oh yeah, no.
I bought
no.
it to you.
No.
The
I'm
hack
saying-
is you asked for a cup of water, you get unlimited sides.
That is a good life hack. But what I'm saying is, you buy a burrito, you
Yeah.
still pay them money, and then you get a side of rice.
But it's just one of those things where it's like you're an asshole because they just don't know what to do, so they have to give it to
Yeah,
you.
no,
That's-
I'm
what
on
do you
Chris's
mean?
side. I don't know. There's like, it's just like a weird.
I've
like,
only done it once. to
is
be
it worth
honest.
it? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
is it worth it to like inconvenience the person because
How is that inconveniencing though?
it's just like a little weird. Like you can
All right, all right.
technically get a
the
side
rice
of
thing.
rice for
The rice
free.
thing is maybe. I think when they're making the burrito and you ask for more, I don't think that's inconveniencing them at all. But I also think it's being an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think it's. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Well,
think that, but-
I get what Chris is saying. Where like every single thing, like
Yeah.
there can be like
I'd say especially at a
Yeah,
place
yeah.
like
I
Chipotle,
agree with that.
which
it's
is
just the things that we're generally saying is like that. If you think that you're more important than everyone
Yeah,
else,
exactly.
I guess,
That's not- I don't
what
think
we're
because
saying.
it's
That's
like
not what's going through my
Chipotle
head.
is like a major corporation.
I know I'm more
They
important.
have thousands of locations. They clearly have like standards for like one scoop of beans.
Yeah,
one scoop of
exactly.
Dang life hack though. What's wrong with that?
I think if you say the word life hack in real life conversation, you're an asshole.
Oh, I use it once a day.
I
at
like,
least.
yeah. We use. I mean, this has been more of a recent thing with us, but we started using life hack all the
I
time.
love it.
Yeah,
It's
I guess
great.
I do say it myself.
I like
sometimes.
misusing
I'm-
life
I,
hack. It's
I
funny.
actually firmly disagree with this one, Chris.
All right.
All the
I
all
was
the
looking to get
all
a
the
little
life hack
contention.
or all the.
yeah,
life
I
hack
think
is
usually
that-
I am on your side, Alex, but today, no.
like I'm paying good money. I want to get as much food as possible.
I think
This guy.
that sums up what I'm saying.
I'm hungry though.
I'm hungry.
What is that? What is that?
They're not as hungry as me.
Who?
The common
The
person.
workers?
Well,
No,
it's just that
like,
like
if-
everyone.
What are you saying? It's wrong for? You said it's inconvenience the worker. It's
No, I'm not
inconvenience
saying
the
that.
not
other
that.
one.
It's
I'm
just
saying-
this like this mantra that like
If
well, I
everyone
paid
did
this
it.
much, so I'm getting my money's worth. Life hacks away, you know.
All right, you just said life hack too, man. You can't make fun of life hack.
I do like life hack.
I'm okay with. I'm still okay with this one.
All right.
All right, so
Cool.
let's. I like the polling here. So
Yeah.
we had two yes, you're an asshole for Chris's, 3 for me, right, and then Alex, what was yours again?
That was where I was calling you an asshole. No, not really.
Oh.
The restaurant. or
No,
the,
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know how to
three,
explain
it. I agree
three,
with that.
three, yeah.
Cool.
All right, wow, the contrarian.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always love talking to you guys about who's an asshole, right?
I guess so. Now we do.
All right, should I hit him with the plugs?
What?
Should I hit him with the plugs?
There
I
we
said?
go. I think so, right?
Yeah,
Are we all
go
set
for
here?
it.
Cool. So you check us out on ineedahobbypod.com. You can find everything there. We're on iTunes, new edition. We're on Spotify now. Check us
Always
out.
a new edition.
A lot of fun. Tell your friends.
You know what I
think-
like? I like the idea of someone listening to this podcast after meditating and driving to a pregame. I mean, we got a ton of episodes for you. You
True.
know?
Exactly.
You
Very
can continue.
true.
You can just anything. To be completely honest, if you're a new listener of the show, or even if you've been a listener for a long time and you picked up a new hobby in the past year or something, guess what? We might have done that in episode 10 or something.
And if you have friends who are into podcasts or maybe aren't, tell them, hey,
Yeah.
there's probably an episode
literally
for you.
like if you have, I mean.
If any of your friends have
I
any
think-
hobbies.
I think one like funny thing about our podcast is that like for instance, like our juggling episode, like if you give it to any hardcore jugglers, like I think for any hardcore person of one hobby, they will think that we are like jokes.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say,
I bet they'll be okay with like other episodes,
Yeah.
you know?
I hope they
But,
respect
like,
it.
the one that they're really into, I bet they'll be like, this is
Yeah.
insulting and rude.
Yeah.
Huge problem with our format.
That's
Yeah.
that's what the New York Times says about our podcast: insulting and rude. And
you
might
might be an a-hole if insulting and rude.
if you are on this podcast. Our social medias are I Need a Hobby Pod everywhere. It's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Anything else?
That's it.
No.
Well, see you next week.